What would the radio DJ say? Crank it up and rip the knob off. All right, inside of Verizon Center, you should be raring to go after that. It's a Friday night on ice with the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. Joe Beninati, Craig Laughlin upstairs. Jill Sorensen's your ringside reporter. Locker deals with the netminders.
It's a good one for the New Jersey Devils. Right back to Schneider. Why not? He's played every game, 7-6-2. He's been up and down all season long. He had a good game in his last outing when they downed Minnesota. Braden Holtby gets the nod, looking to go 3 above 500. His goals against right around 2.5. It's a beauty here tonight at Verizon with the goaltending matchup.
Holtby had 26 stops against Jaromir Jagr and friends back on the 16th of October in this building. Capitals were successful against the Devils, 6-2. Off and running are we, the on-ice officials tonight. The referees are Ghislain Hebert and Justin St. Pierre. Jean Morin and Brian Murphy will tend to the lines. Orpik and Carlson in back on the stretch-out pass there for Fair that was a bit too far.
And you would think that this is going to be the checking matchup that the Jagr trio is going to face all night long. They've got to shut this trio down. If you can close these guys down, there's not a lot of firepower in the Devils lineup.
Camilleri was poke-checked by Carl Alsner. Niskanen is there. Jagr sneaking from below the goal line, but Joel Ward was at the ready for the Caps. Alsner on the sprint through center. He'll send it only as far as the Devil line. Marek Jedlicki was there, 37-year-old native of the Czech Republic.
Yeah, still putting up some decent points. 3 goals and 9 points for Jedlicki, a guy that the Caps have to beware of. He's very sneaky moving in, much like Green and Niskanen and Swift skating Capitals defensemen. He's one guy to keep an eye on here tonight.
Niskanen loops it ahead. Batted back through center. Giunta reels it on there, out there for Bernier, who is straightened up by Alsner. Bernier did not play against the Caps in the first meeting of the season. Washington had 6 different goal scorers in a 6-2 decision. This man, Severson, 28 in the white on the back end for New Jersey, had both goals in the opening frame in that one. Dangerous passing play here, and Holtby makes the stop on Marty Havlat. He's loaded with insight. Here's Craig's Voice on Value, presented by Morgan Franklin Consulting.
For the guys in red, it's all about middle magic, and that's between the 2 blue lines. Any time you play the Devils, you've got to play more of a north-south style when it comes to creating offense and chip the puck. Defensively, you've got to stall the rush between the 2 blue lines. That's going to be imperative for the Caps to get the W tonight.
The Larson wrist shot was blocked by Burakovsky, and Marcus Johansson will turn back through center.
And there's that little chip, Joe. You don't want to go laterally there. That's where they'll rip you off and go the other way. Good chip into the corner allows the Caps to at least have a chance for the forecheck.
Marcus Johansson chasing after fellow Swede Adam Larson, the 22-year-old blue liner for the Devils. New Jersey coming into play tonight, 7-7-2, 16 points overall in the Metropolitan Division standings. Schneider sends it on around for Ryder, and he'll scoop to neutralize. Devils in the midst of a line change. Yevgeny Kuznetsov dodging the hit of Tuomo Ruutu, who is annually among the hit leaders for forwards in the NHL. Green, his pass ahead deflected, winds up out of play. Some things that you should find noteworthy about tonight's contest, beginning with Marcus Johansson's success at even strength.
7 of his 8 goals, 5-on-5 this season, 5 combined in the previous 2 seasons. Way to go, Marcus. The Caps 3.20 goals per game, 5th in the National Hockey League, averaging over that the last 6 versus the Devs. And Corey Schneider has been up and down, but he gets his 17th consecutive start to open the season, tied for 2nd most in franchise history. The record holder, of course, is the great Marty Brodeur.
Jelena will play it on around, moving the puck for Tuomo Ruutu. Long drive that was silenced in front. Jelena was there. Washington playing tonight without Liam O'Brien. Nicked in the morning skate. Good curl and drag move there and sent high by Ruutu. Chris Brown hustled back in from American Hockey League Hershey. Brown 67 in the red out there right now. And making his way to a line change. Ward finding Chimera. Bounced over his tape. Jelena keeps it hot for Zhidlitsky. He didn't get it out.
The five-man units on the ice once again, and that's why good change by Brown there to get this trio out there.
Backhand to the front from Fair, did not get through the pack. Jaromir Jagr will roll the puck to center ice.
Best way to play defense is to play offense. They can keep that puck in the Devil's zone. Tires you out when you have to stop and start and play D for Jagr, Camilleri, and company.
Pinching in from point position, there's Carlson. Pats it down low for Chimera. To the slot, stick save by Schneider, rebound, and he's got it between the pads long enough for the whistle.
Great offense by that trio in front of the net of Schneider. And that was an excellent stop with the right toe by their goaltender. Wardo can't believe it, talking to the referee there. Here's the interchange down low. Good play by Chimera finding Eric Fair. Look at that little soft spot. He gets good wood on it. Sort of gets to the net, and there Ward in front can't lift it up and over the netminder. And our Jeep net cam, you see the scrambling Schneider make a good save between the pads.
28-year-old Massachusetts native was acquired by the Devils from Vancouver for a first-round pick. And now has obviously the #1 chores from head coach Peter DeBoer.
That first-round pick turned into Bo Horvat. Joe B out in Vancouver.
We did not get a chance to see that youngster while the Caps were in the Canadian Pacific Northwest, that is. Mike Green will venture away from Steven Giunta, play cross rink for Nate Schmidt. Canceled out by Steve Bernier. Two teams are at even and full strength. No power plays to speak of just yet, nearing the 5-minute mark of a scoreless opening stanza. Burakovsky, good look. Johansson fires, and it's snatched out of the air by Schneider. Folks, we want you involved again on Twitter tonight. Please do at #CapitalsTalk. If you could do any job in the NHL except be that of a player, what would it be? Any role in the NHL except lacing them up. What would it be? #CapitalsTalk. Throughout the night, we'll share your responses. With a lift of the stick, Backstrom tries to control the draw. Backstrom with Ovechkin and Beagle. Jill Sorensen's our rinkside reporter tonight. She had the chance to catch up with Jay as he's getting more and more adjusted to life on the top line. Hear from her before too long as look out on the Devils bench and heads up old friend Dinas Zubris.
Yeah, he's smarting there as he caught that puck. Ready to go for his next shift. He's hunched over and still is. The trainer sort of taking a look at him along with the referee. Career totals over 1,100 games for Dinas, 576 points. Not scoring this season as you see that redirect from the defenseman off the Cap's stick and right into the Devils bench.
Did you have any close calls like that when you were playing locker ever?
Always do on the bench. Sticks, it's pucks, you name it. No, I've been hit a few times with pucks on the bench, absolutely.
That makes perfect sense.
Guys put up their glove and at the last second they bring it down and you get hit right in the smorch.
And then you say, too bad.
Yeah.
No score in Washington inside of Verizon Center. Shots on goal to this point, 4-1 for the Capitals. Severson challenged a bit by Backstrom, and New Jersey will coordinate. Andy Green turned 32 back in October. Josephson's wrister stopped. The follow-up chance went wide of Braden Holtby. Justin Peters, the backup for Washington tonight. Keith Kincaid sits second to Corey Schneider in the Devils' net.
Waiting for his first NHL start.
The Jelena wrister that was spoiled by Lada. Lada charging back through center, was looking for the captain. The pass never arrived. Quick counterattack. Ruutu, well defended by Mike Green. Zhidlitsky cranks and fires. That's knocked down in front. There was traffic cruising through the goal mouth in front of Holtby. Chris Brown, who scored a beautiful goal against Schneider in this barn almost a month ago to the day, digging in back behind the cage. On a stuff, waiting for him was Camilleri. New Jersey's second leading point producer. Plays it on for Travis Zajac. Further still to Camilleri. weaving through center. Jelena likes to get up into the rush. He has a booming shot from the point. Jagr pokes his head out of the corner. Zajac, little weave drill with Camilleri. Switch it up. Helgeson to Larson. All of that was blunted by Nate Schmidt. Jagr turns, protecting the puck as he is wont to do.
Maybe the best in the business, using his body to keep the puck away from the checkers.
Larson, Helgeson, towards the goal and gobbled up by Holtby. Long enough for the whistle. 7 minutes and 9 seconds into period one. Caps and Devils getting reacquainted on CSN. In front of the locals at Verizon Center, Capitals and Devils looking for that icebreaker of a first goal. Jill Sorensen's first hit on Jay Beagle.
Yeah, Jay Beagle talking about adjusting to that top line. He said it really has caused him to just change his mindset. He said even the way he thinks about the game before the game, he has to be more patient with the puck to draw the D away from Backstrom and Ovechkin and then make that pass. He said he's adaptable. He's used to playing on the fourth line, but he would never make a drop pass on that fourth line. He's just grinding it out when he's on that fourth line, guys.
I'm sure those fourth line fellow teammates just love that comment, Jill. Jay Beagle points in 2 straight games. I like the fact that he's out there, critical junctures when the top line's out there, gives you another face-off option and a good one.
Yeah, it just shows you how important versatility now is in this game. You know, he's a center by trade. He's able to play the wing and sort of do a little bit of everything. He's so responsible defensively, and there's not a real big change other than the fact as a winger, you probably have less defensive zone coverage. It's rather easy playing wing where you just cover the point men and not work in with the D down low.
Jaromir Jagr right on in, lost it on the stick handle. Devils in the offensive zone. Washington still without the services of Tom Wilson. He was on the ice at the morning skate today at Kettler Caps Iceplex. Will accompany the team overnight to St. Louis, as will Brooks Life. We're waiting to see if and when either of those guys will return. The way it sounded from Coach Barry Trotz was that Wilson would be sooner than light.
Yeah, it could be tomorrow night. You know, they've got a heavy bunch in St. Louis, and it would fit in nicely to the way Willie plays. When you look at their lineup, they got some big forwards, and Wilson would be a good guy to have in that lineup tomorrow night.
Beagle digging it loose. Fans wanting a penalty call, and the officials agree. There's going to be a roughing call here.
They're going to sort it out. The Caps will get a power play out of this one. Down low. Severson's going to get the penalty for roughing.
New Jersey number 28, minor penalty, roughing.
So the Caps will go to a power play here. So important getting the extra man. Around the league, they don't get a lot of time on the power play, the least amount of minutes overall. But here they get one in the first. And there's that shot. And at the other end, Jaromir Jagr, even at his age, has still unbelievable puck sense. That was unlucky there, rolled off his twig, fortunately for the Caps Holtby, but the puck gravitates to great players like number 68.
He has a seat, as does Severson. Severson's, though, over in the penalty box, and New Jersey's penalty killing numbers are putrid. You're about to see those dead last. Johansson and Backstrom on the interchange. Nicholas saucers to Mike Green. Backstrom closing. Johansson bump set came on through Brouwer. Back to Green at the point position. 140 in the man advantage. 9 minutes deep in the opening period. Marcus Johansson finagles away from Andy Green. Backstrom serves. Ovechkin's drive blocked by Larson in front. Backstrom on a reload. Force-feeding Ovechkin there, and it was steered away by Travis Zajac.
Yeah, poor percentage, and they've allowed 21 power play goals against, the most in the National Hockey League.
Tap, tap, passing. Capitals right back to work on the man advantage. Still for another 70 seconds. On the stop! Backstrom was denied. Ovechkin whirls it for Backstrom again. To the front, Brouwer. He hooked that pass. Ovechkin feeds Backstrom, and then Johansson. 5-on-4 for another 55 seconds. Devils have possession. Elias working, 2-on-1 with Giante. Elias fires, and he buzzed that one wide of the mark.
That sort of tells you the story of his season. He's mired in a long slump. He didn't miss them last year or any other year in his career, Joe. That's just trying to be too fine. A great opportunity, 2-on-1 shorthanded.
Knock on wood, Elias scored in the opener against Philadelphia, has not tallied since.
Yeah, it's one of his longest streaks and droughts without a goal since he came into the NHL.
Severson's in the penalty box, another 25 seconds. Yevgeny Kuznetsov through center with Andrei Burakovsky. Slams on the brakes. The rookie Helgeson was waiting for him. Niskanen with a good keep and better patience along the boards. Kuznetsov feeds to Niskanen up top. This way for Carlson, and a pad save for Schneider. 2 power play shots for Washington. This man advantage now to expire as Kuznetsov spins, throws one towards the front. Severson back to the playing surface. It's 5-on-5. More than halfway through the scoreless opening frame in Washington.
And Capitals got to keep the heat on, especially their D. Lately, during their 4-game losing streak, they were coughing the puck up. Same holds true here in this first. 4 giveaways by their defensive core already here in the first. The more pressure, the more forecheck, the more sticks on the ice in their zone will create those turnovers and give the Caps some chances.
Zajac pulls the trigger. That was blocked by Orpik. New Jersey missing the services of its captain, Bryce Salvador, and John Merrill. Both of those guys injured on the back line. Play brought to a halt. A hand pass sends us to commercial break. No score. Caps and Devils in Washington. 232 straight sellouts inside of Verizon Center. Folks looking on, watching the Devils and Caps this Friday night on Comcast Sportsnet. Locker Star Treks presented by Toyota. 2 guys used to the spotlight.
Yeah, only 2,597 points between these two. Jaromir Jagr, 1,767 points, 708 goals, 6 all-time. And for Alex Ovechkin, he's a sniper ever since he came onto the scene here in Washington. 430 goals, 5th most among all active players.
Geez, what's taking you so long, Alex? The last time these two teams tangled, Ovechkin was on the board 34 seconds into the contest, really setting the tone for what turned out to be a 6-2 Washington win back on the 16th of October. Capitals scoring the last 4 goals of that game. Josephson leaves it down low for Ruutu. Josephson, Ruutu, and Tutu out there for head coach Peter DeBoer. Jordan Tutu getting a jersey tonight at the expense of Damian Brunner. Schmidt pounds it ahead. Latta is there trying to take some charge. Helgeson will drive it in from center.
And that last play, Mike Green took a real heavy hit to the right of Hope. He went off to the bench very slowly, sitting at the bench, hunched over a little bit right now after that heavy hit.
The Larson drive stopped by Holtby, high in the air on the rebound. Ooh, crunching hit delivered. Josephson was floored by Brown. On the rewind, Ruutu's not going very far. Michael Latta has it for Washington. Ooh, that was a special backhanded pass for Chimera. Leaves to fair in a routine save for the netminder Schneider. Back in transition, Andy Green. Zajac looking into Jagr's corner. Jaromir double teamed. Steady as she goes, Brooks Orpik able to play it. Orpik said of Jagr, he wants you to hit him. He likes when you create the contact, he spins and rolls off of you. Very much in the way I believe that Alex Ovechkin can find success out of the corners. Loose in front here, and Holtby cleans that one up. That was a poor breakout. Jagr did not get enough mustard on that shot at all. Thompson Creek with this window of opportunity. Locker and I getting involved in a little pregame chalk talk.
Yeah, 200 plus fans in attendance. Mike Vogel, John Walton, Ken Sabourin, along with us 2 down there at ringside. A lot of fun answering questions for the fans about the team, about how we prepare, how you prepare on radio, TV. A great time had by all before this game tonight.
Well done as always. In-house here at Verizon Center. Better than 18,000 in attendance tonight. Once again, watching these 2 Metro Division rivals square off. Holtby with a kick-out save on Andy Green. Green, who had a game winner a season ago in this barn in overtime. New Jersey took 3 of 4 from the Caps last season. Niskanen propels it on for Nicklas Backstrom. Backstrom had his pocket picked. On the back check there, Michael Ryder, crafty as always. This is Ryder, 3 abreast at the attacking line. Elias towards the goal and over the head of Holtby. Backstrom angled, taken to the boards by Havlat. Martin Havlat's last visit to our nation's capital was a memorable one, but not in a good way for him.
Ran right into the official, Darcy Birchall, behind the net. His visor cut him on his face. Huge cut, had to miss a few games, and then he missed another game recently, Joe, because of an upper body injury.
He was out for a while with a lower body injury.
Yeah.
Let's go back to October 16th.
Here he is, down low, running into Birchall, the referee. Chimera runs him into the referee, and he is down and out. And that was some cut that he had on his face.
It was colorful in a bad way, as you can tell. Marty missed 1 game, came back to the lineup. Lower body injury took him out for another 7 or 8. 33-year-old native of the Czech Republic.
Yeah, they're hoping that he gets some chemistry going with Patrick Elias, because that could help them as far as depth and scoring for the Devils.
Yager Elias, 1-2 all-time in NHL history when it comes to points scored by a native of the Czech Republic. 5:55 to go. Quick moving first period. Johansson from the sharp angle. Defense was there. Helgeson, a collegiate chum and teammate of Nate Schmidt at the University of Minnesota.
Big weekend, right? Don't they play Minnesota Duluth? I think this weekend.
Always a fun one.
Yeah.
Bernier was poke checked by Holtby. There's a penalty call coming here. When we return, New Jersey has the manpower advantage. Devils and Caps are scoreless on Comcast Sportsnet. Mike Green in the sin bin, 2 minutes for holding the stick. Devils and Caps, no score. Caps insider Chuck Gormley's been keeping tabs on Vice President and GM Ryan McClellan.
That's right, Joe. We were talking with Brian yesterday about some of the UFAs the Caps have. They have 7 this season. Joel Ward, Eric Fair, Jay Beagle, Aaron Volpatti, Mike Green, Jack Hillen, and John Erskine. The most important for a lot of fans is Mike Green. And one thing that Max said was, I think we're both going through an evaluation period and we'll come to a decision at some point. So we'll see how that goes, Joe.
GM's job is never done, Chuck. Read more from Chuck Gormley at CSNWashington.com. New Jersey has its first power play here. A whistling drive from Zhidlitsky that's deflected out of play. That was a bullet.
That's what he's always had when you have Yager on the ice. He's been such a specialist over his career when it comes to power play. D to D, and here comes the rocket. Got the skate, it looked like, Joel Ward. Talked about block shots in our pregame show, Joe B, and there you see a perfect example, getting in front and helping out the goaltender.
New Jersey a little bit over 20%, Washington a little bit under 80% in these respective special teams disciplines. Jay Beagle putting some pressure on Zhidlitsky. John Carlson will golf it all the way down.
And the Caps were perfect against Columbus the other night, 4 for 4. That's 5 games now in their first 15 that they've had perfection of closing out the other team's power play.
Devils on the man advantage in a 1-for-16 slide. Zajac peppers it along the wall. Brouwer was there. Yager drags it back to the point for Severson. Zhidlitsky is next. Camilleri bunts it inside, give and go with Yager. That pass is too hot to handle on the return. 5-on-4 for New Jersey in white for another 50 seconds. Beagle wins the race, didn't get a clear pass to Zhidlitsky on the first try. He'll skate it by him on the next. 1-on-1 with Severson. Fires wide of Schneider. Long rebound. Alsner will keep New Jersey hemmed in for the moment. No shots on the man advantage to this point for the Devils, with half a minute left in the shorthanded situation. Elias on the hop. His pass deflected out of play by Chimera.
Yeah, good sticks and lanes and good back checking there by Chimera. The Capitals, one thing with their PK, they put heavy pressure on Elias and company up ice. They don't sit back and just spin away. Patrick Elias, you look at his numbers, we talked about just his 1 goal. An all-time leader when you look at goals, points, assists in New Jersey Devil history.
That's Craig Laughlin. I'm Joe Beninati. Jill Sorensen is our ringside reporter tonight with the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. Al Koken and Alan May minding the store in the studio. We're 3 minutes and 50 seconds away from Lattice's intermission live. Shots on goal are 8-6 in favor of the Caps. Each team has had a power play advantage. Each team has failed to convert. Now that Mike Green exits the box. Cory Schneider waiting to play that puck. He had to wait for it to get into a legal area for the goalie to play it.
And just about a problem running into him was Michael Ryder, who was trying to figure out where that puck was going to be placed by Schneider.
Alex Ovechkin will wind it up through center. Leave it into his wake for Mike Green. He'll scoop into the corner. Brouwer, the first man to it. Severson pivots away. Ran into Backstrom. Nicholas relieved of the puck there by Jordan Tootoo. 31-year-old from Manitoba.
Used to be the Tootoo train, right, in Nashville.
For a long time under Barry Trotz's direction. 9 seasons
They
worth.
loved him there.
Ovechkin, poke check by Severson. On the move, it's Schmidt. Feeding to the interior. Good stick handling work by Burakovsky, kept it alive, and Schneider makes the save on the skip. Johansson on a wraparound, sending Schneider to the splits.
Yeah, very similar to the play he made against Columbus when he beat their goalie last game. Good speed and spin and got to the far post. But that goaltender Schneider very quick with that pad, that left pad holding the post tight.
2:18 to go in the opening stanza. Burakovsky sends in Beagle. Back for Burakovsky, and he zipped it wide. Good looking play there in combination from Beagle and Burakovsky. 5-on-5 play continues. Johansson with a self pass. Defended there by Eric Jelena.
He's still got pass in his blood.
Sometimes.
Yeah, they're trying to shake him of that.
Can't shoot it all the time. Kuznetsov racing back through center. Hard work there defensively from Zajac. It's Camilleri leaning into a rush. 1:40 to go in the opening period and no score in DC. Kuznetsov gliding through center. Skims it out there wide, looking for Latta as Larson takes care of him. Latta to the goal mount. Larson on patrol. Pitched it ahead. DeBoer in the midst of a line change. Ditto for head coach Barry Trotz in Washington. Brown erased at center by Havlat with 1:12 to play in the first. Andy Green down the flank. Move it to the interior for Michael Ryder. That snapshot on the way, gloved by Holtby.
Caps had a couple of quality opportunities this last 5 minutes. Marcus Johansson using his speed, trying the same rep that he scored on the other night. And there's that left pad of Cory Schneider. Real good stop, keeping it tight against the post. Another look at our Jeep net cam. Just the quickness of these goalies in this day and age getting across. Beagle sets up Burakovsky. There's the shot and just zips it wide. Beags is into the drop passes recently.
Andre Burakovsky, the 19-year-old Swede, tallied against New Jersey in the first meeting. He's had a couple of quality chances to this point in the contest. So we're down to 50 seconds with which to operate in period one. A stalemate along the boards long enough for the officials to bring play to a halt.
Yeah, they were trying to find the puck. I don't know if it was up on the boards or in the pocket there. Matt Niskanen, very solid. That's one thing about Niskanen against Havlat and guys like that. You've got to be consistent. Niskanen has been Mr. Consistency. Just plays the game the same way. Game in, game out. You never see a deviation. 21-30 a game. He's got 5 helpers already. Still looking for his first goal. But when it comes to defending, he's all about body positioning. He's not going to crack you, but he's got great body position, always inside position for number 2, Matt Niskanen.
You saw a handful of assists for Niskanen, 2 of those 5 authored against the Devils. Alsner pinching and crashing in from point position. Ovechkin was dumped. There's a penalty call here. Washington to a late first period power play.
Yeah, good work by OV, keeping his feet moving along the wall. The Devils are in disbelief, but the Caps will have their second power play.
Minor for tripping.
And there's a call by the referee, so the Caps go to the power play. Josephson heads off to the box. Watch down low. Watch OV get the puck, and there's the stick between the legs of Ovechkin. Down goes the Capitals captain right there. The pitchfork sort of on the inside of his right leg sends him for a spill. Caps on the power play.
Brouwer, Backstrom, Johansson across the top. Ovechkin and Green in back. These power play stats are packaged by the UPS store. Devils controlling the faceoff. Mike Green up from his point position. 18 seconds left in the opening period. Backstrom covering up at the point. Gets a little pick screen from Green. Finds Brouwer. Green. This way, Backstrom. Hesitates. Saucers it back. Mike Green for Backstrom. Lets it fly. Blocked by Andy Green as this first period ends right here at the pads, practically, of Cory Schneider. Done with one. Each netminder with a clean sheet. Holtby and Schneider in the net-minding duel. Backstrom in the Caps entertaining the Devils. Lattice's Intermission Live is coming up on the net. Here's what we have for you. Jill Sorensen in attendance. She'll visit with a Caps player. Highlights and stats from up here in the booth, and then Locker always at the ready on the telestrator. Friday nights around the NHL, relatively light. Caps and Devils, 1 of 6 this evening. Braden Holtby and Cory Schneider taking the spotlight as we get set now to send you back to the studio, visiting with Al Koken and Alan May and Lattice's Intermission Live. As we settle back in for the start of period number 2 inside of Verizon Center, the Capitals, winners of 3 straight after dropping 5 in a row. This New Jersey team has lost 4 straight on the road. The last time they lost 5 in a row on the road in regulation, you have to go back to 2011. Josephson off in the penalty box for another 125 as this one's chiseled towards the cage and covered by Cory Schneider.
And Joe B, we just want to reiterate, happy birthday to you, my man. I know we had a cake. Clyde's was very helpful in making sure they had the freshest cake ever. That's probably one of the reasons it looked the way it did. It was so fresh, it was baked right away. Katie and Lauren from Clyde's, thank you very much for supplying the cake for Joe B. Very much appreciated. And by the way, at a hunk of it, it is awesome.
That will fuel me on the way to the airport tonight.
And sorry for blowing out your candle. What's live TV?
It's okay. I was worried you were going to set me on fire.
I was worried about the box catching fire.
One of those.
But happy birthday, my man. I really mean it.
Thank you. Next year's the big one.
60's not bad.
Easy on 60. Ovechkin towards the cage block. Zajac around the wall and out. Opening minute of period 2. Josephson still in the penalty box for New Jersey. Another 48 seconds. Ovechkin wing to wing for Johansson. Marcus barreled into 2 Jersey defenders. Nicholas Backstrom. Down low, Johansson. Makes that pass. He was looking for Brouwer. It never arrived. Devils solving that equation and able to clear.
I thought his first thought was to look to OV, but OV was late arriving to that far pipe, so his other option was to try to find Brouwer, and they closed that baby off.
And again, we reiterate, could have taken his own shot too.
He had 3 shots, the most of anybody in that first period.
Chimera along the boards. Lost possession there to Zajac. Zajac on the hand along for Gianto. Weakly to the doorstep, and Braden Holtby will make the cover up there. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. These teams see each other quite often.
Hey, take a look at the most common opponents for Ovechkin in the Caps regular season. Pittsburgh Penguins over 200, along with the Rangers. Isles, Philly, New Jersey, all 195 plus. All part of those Patrick Division teams throughout the ages and now into the 2000s.
Sure do hope you'll spend some of your Saturday night with us on CSN Plus tomorrow. The Capitals and the St. Louis Blues from Scottrade Center. The Blues idle tonight, sitting and waiting for Washington to arrive.
And Al Koken will be alongside doing ringside duties tomorrow night. We're on the Plus, so make sure you catch us. Al Koken going back to visit family and friends, but also to work with us tomorrow night.
Capitals against a very hot, at the moment, St. Louis Blues team. Offside against New Jersey on the entry. 2 minutes deep into period 2. With number 2 on your screen, followed by number 68. And Jaromir Jagr's numbers are just dramatic. Look at those through a brilliant career.
Yeah, up with 708 goals, 202 of them are power play, most among active players. He keeps moving up, and he keeps moving up when it looks to goals, games played, assists, top 5, top 6 in most categories.
I wish I had time to check this quickly. I would have to check Teemu Selanne, would be my only other one to think of, but Jaromir Jagr is a 5-time Olympian. 5 times. That's not easy to do. As Schneider squeezes,
pretty routine stop just out of midair for Corey Schneider. And if he's going to play, he needs Jagr to continue to contribute. But you look at his numbers. He's got 12 points, Joe. Yeah, that's good, but it's not really that good when you're leading the team with those type of numbers. I guess it shows balance in their lineup. 3 goals, 9 assists for Jaromir Jagr to date.
Tied with Mike Gartner all-time in goals at 6th. Next up, Phil Esposito. Off the glass, but not out just yet. Helgeson bunts it along for Zubris on the relay for Gionta. Drifting wide and firing off the blocker of Braden Holtby. Past the top of the hour with the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet from Washington. Devils in the attack territory. Second to 5 meetings between these two. Joe and Craig upstairs. Jill Sorensen, our ringside reporter tonight.
The next 2 will come in December up in New Jersey, Joe B. Only about 2 weeks apart.
December 6th at Prudential Center. Gionta in tight. Pad save Holtby. Wraparound chance here. Point position Helgeson, who picked up an assist in his NHL debut against the Minnesota Wild in a Jersey win.
And he said it was weird. He got a point here. We had a tough time scoring down in the American League.
Looking to stuff. Playing it back on top of Zubris. Helgeson sends that one wide on purpose. Helgeson watching. He was awakened from his sleep. They said, hey, you're playing. Touched base with his old chum Nate Schmidt the following day. Schmidt was a little envious about Seth scoring a point in his NHL debut. Took Nate a little bit longer than that. Elias towards the goal. At the ready was Braden Holtby. Elias again, blocked off by Alsner. Johansson smoothly through center. Marcus Johansson lets it fly, blocked by Andy Green, and out of play. Folks, Indeed is going to show us the road ahead for these Washington Capitals.
We've already talked about tomorrow night against St. Louis. Ken Hitchcock's club is on fire. Tough to play in. A building there in St. Louis and a tough team to beat. Coyotes Avalanche return home for a game. 1 game of the next 5 versus the Sabres. And then we're at the Islanders right around Thanksgiving.
You see the Islanders before and after Thanksgiving. Remember, tomorrow, CSN Plus, folks. CSN Plus, so check your local listings. Caps win the draw. Orpik a long way from the goal, rejected there by Jagr. Zajac goes round and round, spirits the puck loose, and Jagr sends it on for Andy Green, who'll dump it in. 5-on-5 play, shots on goal are 11-10 Washington. The wrister that's deflected is sliding Alex Ovechkin in the way with help from Carlson. The Caps are able to clear. Alex Ovechkin sprinting to the bench for a new hockey stick. Jagr turns. His pass for Zajac did not connect. Alex overskates, chips it on for Orpik. He was bumped by Ruutu. On the give and go out of the corner, there's Zajac, muscled by Carlson. Zajac, sharp angle, deflected down, and Holtby finds it at his leg pad.
Now pushing and shoving, Ruutu getting in with it. Ruutu has been a going concern when it comes to body checks. You mentioned that in the first period, Joe. He's a guy that always finishes his check. Get a good check on Orpik down low, and this is where they can cause problems on their cycle. You've got to quickly get the cycle and break it. If you break it early, you're in good shape. If they have an extended cycle, they create chances. That was rather routine, but a very sharp angle change of direction on that ricochet.
I mentioned Jagr, a 5-time Olympian. How about Ruutu? 4 times through the World Junior ranks. Columbus has a 2-1 advantage over Philly. Pittsburgh and Toronto are level at 0 halfway through the first. Chicago and Detroit as Brown steps in and fires. There's Schneider on top of the crease.
What a move there by Brownie. Just recalled from the American Hockey League. Inside, outside, and he darted right through the neutral zone. Look at the speed. Latta, little chip to the middle. There goes Brownie, gets inside, and that's a good-looking play by the big fella. Here's a nice isolation by Brown. Gets inside. A poor play by a veteran defenseman, Zidlicki. He makes sure, he's got to make sure he goes outside. Instead, he allows inside positioning, and he gets a real quality chance.
Chris Brown hustled in from AHL Hershey today. Liam O'Brien, the latest to join the injured list for the Caps. Tom Wilson, Brooks Light, Aaron Volpatti, Dmitry Orlov, and John Erskine. The healthy scratch on the back end for the Capitals, Jack Hillen. Jelena recovers the puck there for New Jersey. Tuomo Ruutu on the outlet with Zidlicki. Ruutu at the line on the curling drag. That's not going to fool Mike Green. Josephson kept it in. Onside are the Devils. Ruutu for Josephson. Stick save by Holtby. Working on the interchange, Josephson, who was a World Junior teammate with Marcus Johansson. They work the cycle, but only as far as Schmidt, who intercedes and plays clear. 5.5 minutes into period 2 and no score. So many of the Caps Devils games are one-goal type affairs. That's what made the October 16th meeting so odd in that Washington prevailed by 4. The 2015 Bridgestone NHL Winter Classic, January 1, 2015 at Nats Park. For more information on how to guarantee access to tickets to that game, call 202-266-CAPS, or you can visit WashingtonCaps.com. Capitals getting the Chicago Blackhawks in that one. Washington already with a win under its belt in the Windy City against the Hawks. Backstrom turns, working wide. Beagle joins him on this foray. Stick check by Helgeson. Nate Schmidt said of his college chum, Helgeson's a wonderful guy off the ice, funny. On the ice, he's nasty to play against.
Yeah, he gets a lot of PIMs in his 4 years at Mini, 200-plus penalty minutes. So he's a guy that doesn't score a lot, but he plays a tough and rumble-tumble style. He's a guy that adds a lot of toughness to their blue line now that he's been recalled.
Bryce Salvador out of the lineup, the Devils' captain.
Yeah, and then Henrique up front and Flo. Henrique got hurt jumping over the boards.
No.
It's such an unlucky injury, and he's a guy that I really think can make them go, especially the second tier of offense. Henrique is a very talented young player.
Pretty good two-way player, too,
Yeah,
right? Plays
he
well
is.
on special teams, shorthanded. Zubris and Ovechkin and Brouwer all go to the boards as the puck drifts behind Corey Schneider. Nearly 7 minutes into period 2. Dinas Zubris did not get it clear. Devils will force the puck back onto the Washington side of center as Holtby watches it roll wide. Brooks Orpik is there. Brooks very well versed in facing the Devils from his days as a member of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Carlson working back ahead. When Brooks was coming out of Boston College, he said one of the first training camps, if not the first, was when he met Jaromir Jagr. They never played together in the NHL as Pens. Carlson this way to Alzner. Down the flank for Fair, tipping it on. Chimera is ruled offside against the Caps. We played 7:37 of the second, and still nothing doing on the scoreboard. No score in this one in front of the fans here at Verizon Center. Jill Sorensen reminds us that big-time pro athletes can act like little kids and vice versa.
Yeah, that's right, Joe. Cale Chimera, who is Jason's first grade son, was at the rink this week. Jason told me his biggest piece of advice to Cale is to work hard and have fun on the ice. Cale, of course, playing hockey, and he said, Jason told me that Cale scored a goal. He couldn't stop talking about it for like 2 days. I said, oh, just like you guys, right? He said, yeah, they're actually like mini versions of us. And also, Joe B., happy birthday. Please save me a piece of that wonderful cake.
It's going to be gone, Jill. Sorry.
You got it, Jill. We'll put it on ice. The rapidly reducing cake that went from 7 layers to half.
At least it didn't burn. I made sure of that.
Yes. Fireman Craig Lockwood. Brooks Orpik on the clear in. Back behind the goal. Locker, can you remember when Kyle was that age and Courtney was that age?
Oh my gosh.
Mimicking and copying
sure can. On the ice with the little skates. I know Ben Holtby was on the ice this week. It's always great to have the kids around, get a chance to skate after practice. And Chimera, the guy that Jill was just talking about, goes to the box for the holding call, so a power play. Penalty kill for Barry Trotz here in the second period, but it's great to get the young kids to skate as youngsters. 3 to 5 years of age are usually the time to start kids skating, and there you see the little hold, the little hook on Zajac. Chimera to the box.
Jason, none too pleased. This New Jersey squad allowed a shorthanded goal to Minnesota on Tuesday. They skate 5-on-4 in the white sweaters as we near the midway mark of regulation time. Power play stats are packaged by the UPS store. Shidlitsky elevates the pass for Elliott. On the entry, the snapshot from Ryder off the shoulder of Holtby at the goal line and swept away.
Nice job by Beeks. He was sort of off balance too, and he had to swipe that puck away from the goal line. 83, a game saver there for Beagle.
Braden Holtby can thank his lucky stars as Elias plays it on the wing. Severson cross rink to Ryder. Straight away Zhidlitsky. Severson one-timer, blocker pad save for Holtby. The rookie Severson tallied twice against Braden in this barn back in October. Alzner didn't sprinkle it clear on the first try. Niskanen the next. On around the wall, deflected by Backstrom. Still the Devils in the offensive zone.
They had 2 times to get it out, both by their D, and they didn't clear. They got to get it out of the zone. Too much zone time now for the Devils.
Zhidlitsky walks the line. Lifts the pass to Ryder. Toe drag, stick save by Holtby.
He's not going to think pass when you're on the ice penalty killing against Ryder. You got to beware of that quick release. We've seen it already this game against Holtby.
Chimera serves another 30 seconds in the penalty box. New Jersey was 0 for 3 in the first meeting with Washington. Camilleri connecting with Zajac. Further still to Andy Green. Latta with a good crunching hit on the boards. John Carlson heaves it high on the lip of those dashers. Yager kept it alive.
And that was a great angle by Latta. The game of hockey is all about angles and putting players into areas they don't want to be. That was beautifully done on the entry by Michael Latta.
Devils had 3 power play shots while Jason Chimera was in the box. He's just about set free. Larson shimmies down the boards. Yager is there to support. We're back to 5-on-5 with 9.5 to go in the second period of a scoreless hockey game. Jaromir Yager waiting for it. Carlson comes to call, and Chimera speeds down the flank. Jason Chimera put that one off of the rink. A whistle, a stoppage in play. 9 minutes and 25 seconds to go in period 2. No score in this one. The Devils are close here. Holtby getting some help from Beagle.
The main thing, I think, is their star players. A lot of very smart forwards that know how to play, know how to adjust, make in-game adjustments, and that's something that's tough. So if you can shut them down, that's a good sign. Their D-men scored against us, I think, twice. Same guy, actually. So making sure we're blocking pucks from the point. Good coverage on those guys.
The always studious Carl Alzner with our Legal Seafoods Bite of the Night. With the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. No score in this one. To this point, the Caps doing a nice job of handling the star power for the Devils, their best and top offensive talents. New Jersey out shooting Washington in this period now 8-3 as the Devils are whistled for icing.
That was a good foot race there. Burakovsky and company get an offensive zone face-off next to Schneider. Devils and Gianna can fly. It was a good foot race. Burakovsky, you take a look at his numbers, 12 points among the rookie leaders, second best, 15 games, 12 points, and a nice plus-minus.
There's a young man burning it up in Nashville, huh? Philip Forsberg?
Yep. Big points, right? Doesn't he have 20 now?
My goodness, just about every night it's a goal and 2 assists. Schmidt hustling there to play. Cross rink for his partner, Mike Green.
That was a big game against Nashville, right? For first spot. Nashville ends up falling 4-3. A hard-fought game last night.
Gianta to turn with it. This is Steven, the younger brother of Sabre captain Brian, by some 4 years. Steven Gianta from the sharp angle. Holtby makes 2 saves, and he'll cover.
That's the way you cover a post in a sharp angle. Nicely displayed there by Braden Holtby. Gianna gets 2 whacks at the puck. Good forecheck by Zubers, coming right in your living room. Hooks it back. There's one. There's the rebound. But look, at absolutely no room whatsoever by the goaltender. Right into the butterfly. You know, the big thing now and the concept now is vertical, horizontal, horizontal, vertical. That was simply both pads down by Braden Holtby, and he closed off that total lower part of the net.
You read my mind. That's the new age way to do it. Dominik Hasek, who goes into the Hall of Fame on Monday, never dreamt of doing it that way, although he was as unconventional as they would come.
Yeah, they're going to get a high sticking penalty. The Caps will go to the power play here. They're checking out Kuznetsov and see if it deems a double minor for the high stick. We're having a look, but you see the signal by the referee. It's going to be a deuce for high sticking.
Jersey number 20, minor penalty, high sticking.
It's going to be a high sticking call against Jordan Tootoo. So the Caps Right there, misses the lift check, 2-2 to the box. The Caps on another power play here in the second.
This is where the special teams will make a difference for Washington. In a game that's this tight-knit, more than halfway through and scoreless, it's where your power play needs to convert. Brouwer, Backstrom, Johansson, Green, and Ovechkin 5 on ice. Mike Green to the shooting channel, midpoint. Power play stats are packaged by the UPS store. Third advantage for DC. Wrist shot towards the cage. Almost caught Schneider leaning. Backstrom and Johansson on the give and go. Brouwer creeping towards the top of the paint. Mike Green this way. Ovechkin fires. He plays that one wide. Backstrom pivots. Brouwer puts it right on. Stick save Schneider.
What a fantastic keep in by Backstrom. He knows exactly where that puck's going before it's even shot. And he keeps his power play alive in the Devil's zone.
It's like he's playing knock hockey sometimes.
Yeah.
So good with it. There it is. Tap, tap. Green fires. Deflected away.
And look where it goes all the time. Right to the half wall where he's always stationed. It's amazing.
Johansson, great look there to Ovechkin. Wrist shot blocked on the outside by Adam Larsson. Larsson in a tussle with Brouwer. Johansson switching the point of attack for Backstrom. Two-man game to Green. Backstrom probing the defense here. Mike Green, 55 seconds left in the man advantage. Backstrom fakes the slapper. Waved that by Josephson. Johansson as they tighten it up. Backstrom. Green all on the outside. Ovechkin keeps it hot. On around to Backstrom. Led the league in power play points a season ago. Mike Green, wrister, pad, save Schneider. Follow-up chance off the outside of the goal. And Corey Schneider will cover up.
He's got such tremendous patience, does Nick Backstrom. He just makes the power play goal. He kept this puck in the zone so much time that the Caps were able to really put pressure on. Here's a good chance. There's the whistling puck wide. And look at how calm he is. Gets it, hooks it, makes another scoring chance on a nice passing play. But look at the patience, the backhand, the forehand, you name it. And it always comes right back to number 19, who gets a sharp angle shot at the end of that power play chance.
Two very sneaky shots from the point from Mike Green. All of his 3 goals this season have come in the second frame. Middle period has 7 minutes left in it. Washington's power play, 20 more ticks. Niskanen zigs and zags and hits the trailer. Kuznetsov carries in, goes to the glide stride, kick out save by Schneider. John Carlson plays it cross ring. Niskanen attacked by Severson. Burakovsky on the back pedal. Niskanen pulls the trigger. That's blocked. Camilleri and Zajac doing the honors as 2-2 leaves the penalty box. It's 5-on-5 play. John Carlson stick handled that one back to center. It would have been offside against the Capitals, who now can get reorganized. With 6:20 to go in the second stanza. Brooks Orpik on for Carlson. Most of his formative years spent in New Jersey. Gionta goes 2-on-2. On the delay, Bernier, walled by Carlson. Shots on goal are 18-17, favor the Capitals. Burakovsky trickles it along, and John Carlson will shovel it off the glass into the Devil bench. Face-off to come in the Washington D zone. Joel Ward and the Caps get right back to work in just a few moments on CSN. Thompson Craig, window of opportunity. Ladies' night. Hockey in heels. What's Alan May doing there?
It looked like he lost his agility, didn't it? Little workout with Mark Cameron, showing the girls what happens behind the scenes with the Caps. The players on hand, coaching staff on hand, teaching shooting, stick handling, passing, stuff like that. And then, of course, a photo shoot with Willie.
Looking very much like the model there.
Yeah.
Did I see that correctly? Were they shooting real pucks?
Yes, I think so.
There wasn't a lot of padding on. Ladies are tough. Well done.
It's a great event. They've
Annually.
had it for years, and it's a great event for the women in our area to be able to see behind the scenes what happens, to talk to the coach. Trotzy had a 40-minute or 50-minute talk to the girls and the ladies in attendance, so it was a great event once again held at Kettler Iceplex.
The old Scarlet Caps Club.
Yep.
Coming together, enjoying a night of education about this great sport.
I can't believe you question Alan's agility.
That was not me. Make sure you get the right guy, Alan May. Make sure you get the right man. 5:51 separating us from Lattice's Intermission Live with the NHL on CSN, and still no score. Caps and Devils. Schneider barking defensive instructions as Fair is there, along with Jelena. Joel Ward on the cycle. This line looks to play that puck possession game. The NHL on CSN. Joe and Craig along with Jill Sorensen tonight. We shout out thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew. Busy weekend for Washington, right back to work tomorrow in St. Louis. Camilleri on the drop, Yager fires, cuffed down by Holtby.
You know, they better beware of that STL line, right? The St. Louis line with Schwartz, Patera, and Tarasenko, Joe. They've been tearing up every team they play.
There's a lot to be concerned with St. Louis, but that's tomorrow.
Okay.
As Ward will trickle it into the corner, Barry Trotz wants the line change. Up close and personal with Marek Jedlitsky, who's tied for third on this Devils squad when it comes to total points. New Jersey guilty of icing here. On the Toyota League leaderboard, this is how the Metropolitan Division shapes up.
Two teams over 20. At the top is the Pittsburgh Penguins with 21. The Isles 20. There's the Caps and New Jersey's Devils 1 point apart. Really tight. Carolina getting back in the mix. Columbus trying to win for the first time in about 9. So they got their work cut out for them falling out early on in this season.
Columbus against the Flyers tonight in Philadelphia. Nick Foligno, the latest on the board for the Blue Jackets, who have a slim 1-goal lead. Jedlitsky watching Schneider wrap it on around. Beagle anticipated that well. Beagle and Backstrom and Ovechkin trying to light the lamp here. Havlat golfed it back to center. Alsner captures. The Ovechkin pass was fielded by Havlat just as Beagle was taking him to the boards. Ryder leaves it for Havlat and spins it on around. Giunta has the puck briefly. We leak below 4 minutes to go in the second period. Backstrom calmly loops this one ahead, batted out of the air by Severson. Zubris on for Giunta. Steven will play it into the corner and stride after Matt Niskanen there. Niskanen and Green both pressured to the boards. Zubris was flattened by his former teammate. Another failed clear. Zubris inside. Holtby with a denial. And he has it covered up.
Now pushing and shoving and punching to boot. Niskanen and Big Dinah Zubris. We'll see how they dole these out. Could be 2 each for roughing. Both got a good punch into the melon of each guy there. So we'll see if they decide on coincidental minors here in the second.
Referees Hebert and St. Pierre will sort things out while we have you consider this McDonald's trivia. Who are the 5, count them, 5 players to score 30-plus goals for the Caps in 81-82? So that's the season before you arrived.
Yes.
5 of them.
I got 5 names. I don't know if they're right, though.
I am stuck at 4. I have 4 lead pipe cinch. I do not know the 5th. Barry Trotz looking on from this Washington Capitol bench. Peter DeBoer took over in July of 2011 for the Devils. His resume includes 3 years as the head coach in Florida. Zubris and Niskanen have taken place in their place in the respective penalty boxes.
And if my memory serves me correctly, he's one of 2 guys, I think, in the NHL with a law degree, right? The other, John Cooper, along with Pete DeBoer. I think he has a law degree. There's that pushing and shoving at the end of that. We'll have coincidental minors doled out, as both got in a punch after that play.
Dainis Zubris is 36 years of age. Where does the time go? Hails from Lithuania, former Cap. So we'll go 4-on-4 here, latter stages of the second frame. Andy Green chips one towards the goal, swatted aside by Braden Holtby. Yager puts it on a platter for Zajac. His bid turned away, that time by John Carlson. Zajac, one of the many who played at collegiate hockey powerhouse North Dakota. We'll see another one tomorrow if memory serves, just back into the lineup for the Blues and TJ Oshie.
Yeah, he scored in his first game back after missing 7 or 8.
Zajac wheeling ahead on the bounce for Jágr. 2:40 with which to work in the second. Jágr bracketed there. Managed to get the puck on through. Holtby makes the blocker save, and then he'll pounce on the rebound.
Yeah, Elias coming off the bench took that pass from Jágr. Jágr's so great about protecting that puck and just chipped it free. There were 2 caps on Jágr, and that allowed Elias to come in here. Notice the 2 caps caught up high, and there's Elias trying to go blocker high, and it stopped nicely. Notice no rebound on that play with pretty good coverage on in front if there was going to be loose change.
Elias with major milestones ahead. 6 goals from 400, 4 assists from 600, 10 points from 1,000. 4-on-4 hockey, 58 more seconds. Elias, deep slot. Zhidlitsky settles. Looking for a passing lane. Jelena bombs away, and that's a glove save for Holtby.
Not enough time for any white jerseys to get them from the front of the net, so Holtby just throws that catching glove out. Great sight lines there against Jelena. We know he can pound the puck, but with absolutely no traffic in front, in this day and age, pretty routine for a goaltender with that catching glove, unless he simply misplays it. Holt has looked very solid with 23 saves tonight.
25-year-old Saskatchewan native, looking for his 6th win of the season as the Capitals come into tonight's action at 7-5-3. 1 point better than the Devils in the Metropolitan. Camilleri, the leading goal scorer for this team, one-hands it along to Elias. Bump set inside. Camilleri ran out of real estate as Holtby had the pad down. Schmidt comes rocketing back with Backstrom. 3-on-3. Cross-ring. Ovechkin. Stick save Schneider.
He was there before Ovi even shot that puck. Good read by Schneider.
Ovechkin drags the biscuit for Green. Mike Green spins away from Tuomo Ruutu. 1:35 left in the period. 5 seconds in the 4-on-4. Backstrom deals for Green. Return to Backstrom, offered out there for Schmidt. Bombs away, deflected wide as Ovechkin was looking for the tip-in try. Nicklas Backstrom feeds the grade 8. He buzzed that one wide of the cage. Back to 5-on-5 hockey with 1:14 to go in the second. Zhidlitsky out there for Camilleri, not out. Johansson to Brouwer. Brouwer absorbs the hit, plays catch with Carlson. Down low to Burakovsky. Muscled there by Jelena. Andre Burakovsky gets 2 hands on the stick, finds Brouwer. Brouwer to a turning Johansson. Steps topside and buzzed it wide. Carlson on the full sprint, chipping it on to Karl Alzner. And then Marcus Johansson at the attacking line. Answered by Jelena. 35 ticks left in period 2. Zhidlitsky off the boards and out. 3 make it 2-on-2. Josephson to the front. A sliding defensive play made by Alzner.
Things have opened up here the last 5 minutes. There could be another minor penalty doled out here or a high stick. We'll take a look as the referee's going to make a late call, I think.
Justin St. Pierre back skating towards the timekeeper's table.
And it's going to be a cap going for a high stick. And it's going to be Carlson heading off. Knew it was a high stick, just not sure who it was against. Here you'll take a look at the play right in the center of the screen on the back check. I'm not sure if he got it all the way up high there on Havlat, but Carlson's taken to the box. Penalty kill late here in the second.
Washington had the late first period power play. New Jersey gets its turn here in the second stanza with Coach Trotz looking on. 20 seconds left to operate in this period. Power play stats are packaged by the UPS store. Elias struggles, doesn't win that face-off. Beagle comes out of there 2-on-2 with Joel Ward. Ward, snapshot on the way, deflected. Schneider, the pad save, and he'll cover up.
And that's a good play. Penalty killing, you rather go for it rather than just dumping it in. They make something out of nothing because Ward throws the puck towards the net. Here on our 84 Lumber slow-mo cam, notice just putting it to the net, hit the heel of Beagle's stick. Well, Severson all over him, but it still causes a problem in front of Schneider and also helps out the penalty kill with a face-off to his left.
Beagles won 55% of his draws this season. Elias 41.9, but it's the Devil who prevails there with 4 seconds to go. Andy Green, not enough time to generate any offense as this second period comes to its conclusion. Devils will start the third with 100 seconds on the man advantage. Schneider and Holtby still perfect through 40 as these two teams retire to their respective dressing rooms. No score on CSN. Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Capitals hockey has been brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. The Washington, D.C. Buick and GMC dealers step up to professional grade with 2 years scheduled maintenance. Night Point Systems, offering you the technology you need when you need it. And by your DC Acura dealers. Check out the new TLX at DCAcura.com. A Capitals goal for my birthday present tonight. No score, Caps and Devils after 2 periods of play, 20 minutes to go in regulation. Joe and Craig upstairs. Jill Sorensen's our ringside reporter tonight. And then earlier this evening we were asking you on Twitter, hashtag Caps Talk, if you could do any job in the NHL except being a player, what would it be? GM getting the early vote.
Yeah, GM's not a bad thing. Be a scout, love recognizing young talent and seeing a true hockey player. Penalty box timekeeper. Not bad.
Right up there with the boys.
Play-by-play man.
Now, there we go.
Hero, Joe B.
Oh, another hero.
Equipment manager. Get OV the right gloves for every shift. He changes them a lot on the bench.
Keeper in the cup. You get to wear those white gloves. Another play-by-play guy. Jeez. Retiring soon?
I'm coming for you, Lachlan.
Oh,
there you go. So we're both on the hook.
Borrowed
Joe B.
time. Yeah. Mascot, nice. Assistant to the traveling secretary. Nice and easy, especially when you're heading to a nice cushy resort in Phoenix. Somebody wants to be a ref. Oh, the ill-fated cake. I can't wait to dive into that cake. It's already mangled.
I know. We've been talking about birthdays. We can't forget to send out happy birthday wishes also to Brian Bugsy Watson, Joe B. Way to go, Bugsy.
Here, here. Capitals starting this third period. Just 4 skaters on ice. New Jersey with an early power play. The spillover from that late second period man advantage. Travis Zajac into the offensive zone for Jaromir Jagr. Using the boards back to Jedlitsky. They have it set. Camilleri off the half-board fires. That one is snapped high. Severson wheels it. Jedlitsky steps to the inside. Stick check there by Brouwer. And it's cleared on down. John Carlson off in the penalty box. Another 54 seconds. 5 other games going on around the NHL this Friday night. No score in Washington. Camilleri upset on his way to the net. Zajac back to Severson. Jaromir Jagr creeping in. Didn't get that one to Zajac. Jedlitsky will drift away. Find a better shooting lane. Interchange to Camilleri. Inside for Zajac. That was over his blade. Jedlitsky fires. That goes wide. 20 seconds left in the power play for the Devils. Zajac up in arms with Mike Green. Jedlitsky turns it. Jagr off the heel of his blade and wide. Severson, long way from the goal. Jagr offers it to Camilleri. He fires, stick save for Holtby. Ward and Chimera should be able to clear for Washington. Capitals back to even strength. We're 5 on 5. Mike Green and Carl Alsner hearing the cheers of those assembled inside of Verizon Center. Let's go Caps. Backstrom forced to the outside. Ovechkin feeds it back on top. Orpik lets it go wide of Corey Schneider. Andy Green threw a shoulder at Nicholas Backstrom. Nicholas will celebrate a birthday this month. He'll turn 27. Carlson finds Ovechkin. Denied there by Larson. highly drafted Swede in the New Jersey lineup, taken 4th overall back in 2011.
+10, best on the team by far is Andy Green. When you add in a guy like Larson, who's young and learning, got his first NHL goal against the Caps. He's been very good tonight blocking shots, by the way.
Folks, your kids can join the Kids Club today for just $20. As a member, you receive the Kids Club kit. It includes a Nicholas Backstrom bobblehead, monthly newsletters, contests, and invitations to exciting events. For more information or to join, visit WashingtonCaps.com. The kids, young and old, taking in the Capitals and Devils tonight. These two teams will see each other at Prudential Center in Newark on the 6th of December. Caps have the Blues tomorrow night. New Jersey will be hosting Colorado tomorrow. After tonight, New Jersey's next 5 games will all be against the Western Conference. Zubris slugs one in. Giunta and Schmidt to it. Bernier there just the same. Nate Schmidt comes out of there with a biscuit. Johansson did not field cleanly. Whistle and a hand pass, stopping play.
This is a tough road for the Bernier and the Devils. You know, they return home tomorrow night against Colorado. Then 11 of 15 after tomorrow night are on the road, including 7 of 8. 21 games on the road done by December 15th. For that guy, head coach Pete DeBoer in his 7th season as a head coach. And then, in an example, the Caps have only 14 road games by mid-December, so a big discrepancy in road versus home.
Both of these teams on 7 wins at the moment. Josephson sends out there for 2-2. Snapshot off of Holtby and wide of the cage. Ruutu plays it for Zhidlitsky. Then Jelinov. Wrister deflected. Chris Brown looking to play clear, didn't get it out. Jelinov off the pump fake, had that rejected by Mike Green and out of play.
Good job by Green getting all the way out against the defenseman. Jelinov deflecting it up and over, sort of a shake of the head there. Mike Green, we talked about it, and a lot of people are talking about it being a UFA at the end of the season. Often, you know, you've got to consider what's happening as you as a player, and then you got to consider what the management's thinking. So it's double-headed. You know, they've got to feel comfortable. Mike Green has to be comfortable in his role, in his situation, before they come to an agreement, which we hope they do.
Green with assists in each of his last 2 outings, had a couple of assists against the Devils in Washington's win back in October. Camilleri reversing for Andy Green. The rookie Severson sends it ahead. Capitals have it surrounded with Eric Fair. Looking to Chimera. Fair to the front, deflected away. Caps could be getting Tom Wilson back in the lineup tomorrow in St. Louis at Scott Trade Center. Remember to find us on CSN Plus, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Elias chips it on back for Havlat, and it tumbles to center. Alzner with the puck. No trouble for Schneider. Corey Schneider with 21 stops. Braden Holtby has 25 at the other end. Alex Ovechkin picking up speed. Ovechkin slams on the brakes and a glove save for Schneider. Folks, earlier we asked you about some high-scoring Caps back in the season of 81-82. McDonald's Trivia. Name 5 guys who had 30-plus.
Here's my list, buddy. Gustafson, Gartner, Marouk, Carpenter, Valentine.
I don't think Gus was on that list.
Okay.
He wasn't on mine. The guy who, Chris
Ryan
Valentine.
Walter. I got Valentine.
Son of a gun. I had Marouk, Gartner, Walter, and Carpenter. I did not have Valentine.
We each had 4 or 5. That's 80%.
That's
a B.
That's not good.
That's a B.
A B is not good.
Sure it is. Okay.
Wish you would have told my mom and dad that.
I know.
5 minutes into period number 3, and no score. Alzner reversing to Backstrom. And then ahead to Alex Ovechkin. Watched carefully by Adam Larson. Devils and the Traveling Whites have lost 4 in a row on the road. Ryder's pass was blocked. A sliding Niskanen was in the way. Larson towards the cage, armed aside by Holtby. Beagle will carry it to safety for Washington. Jay Beagle hearing the bench begging for the line change. Devils will do likewise as Larson guns it in from center. 14:25 left regulation time. A 0-0 stalemate. Giunta using the boards to Bernier. A tight cycle here for New Jersey. Zubris throws it back into the wash. Bernier and Green go to the glass with a thump. Bernier boxed in by Brouwer. Burakovsky comes to help. 5 and 6 players in that quarrel. Jelena puts it down the boards off the boot of Zubris, and the Capitals can make a break for it. Mike Green slams one in from center. Andre Burakovsky has the puck for Washington, waiting for reinforcements. Orpik's a long way from the goal, right to the chest of Schneider as he boxed that one down. 2-2 on the wing for Giunta. As the Devils are in the middle of a line change, we hear the whistle. Stoppage in play. 6:29 gone by in the third. Still nothing doing on the scoreboard. Our game summary is brought to you by Night Point Systems. They offer the technology you need when you need it. Corey Schneider at one end, doing the job nicely.
And Holtby at the other, just as good. 26 saves, including 16 in the second period. And we'd be remiss to not say happy birthday once again to Joby, cake and all. Had a little problem with the candle, had a little problem with the cake, but it's all in the thought, Joby. Happy birthday.
Luckily, a flame retardant box. Or else we would have needed to call 911. Tuomo Ruutu has the puck for New Jersey, 15 in the white. As he works in at the line, offside was Jordan Tutu. All you need is Timbuktu in the center, and you'd have the best line in the league forever. Or Cockatoo. Cockatoo, Ruutu, Tutu. Whichever one you want.
Ruutu and company, they're used to these games, as are the Caps, and it's just going to see who's going to bear down and play this type of game. There's not a whole lot of room out there, Joby. There's very little room, and players feel pressured all the time in these tight games, and it's going to be important to see who and which team falters here. You know, you want to stay with your structure, and that's going to be the difference in this hockey game.
Chimera winds and drives, blocked by Larson. Centering pass, whistled off of the side of the goal. Ward and Fair and Chimera out there in red for the Caps. This New Jersey team among the top 5 in the league when it comes to goals per road game. They're averaging better than 3.1.
And they came in losing 4 straight. Doesn't compute, does it?
Yager. Oh, fancy stick handling. Even better vision to try and get it to the front. The pass never arrived for Havlat. Orpik crisply around the board. Zhidlitsky canceled that out. Brooks Orpik will get a second chance. Stripped by Havlat. Centering pass. Stolen by Chimera. We're 5-on-5 with 12:20 to go in the third period. Caps will change as we see Jelena sweep out of his own zone, attacked there by Ovechkin. Backstrom with a gloved hand, punching it ahead. 8 minutes into the third. Offside against Washington. The assist leaders are presented by your local Hyundai dealers. Let them assist you in scoring the lowest prices on the hottest lineup in America.
Most multi-assist games, Caps all time. Nick Backstrom leads the packs. OV6 behind him, ahead of Pavanka, Gartner, and Gustafson. All 70-plus guys when it comes to multi-assist games.
So that was a multiplication table of sorts concerning assists. No assists, no goals tonight. A defensive stalemate, a goalie's dream at 0-0. Braden Holtby staring at one end to Corey Schneider at the other. Andy Green zips one from center ice. Alsner shovels it on around. Niskanen was tied up there. Fighting for every inch on the ice. Severson goes wide of the goal, and Holtby will clamp on to that. Tomorrow night, folks, CSN Plus from St. Louis with Al Koken aboard.
Going to be a tough one against the Blues. Always tough in their building. 8 p.m. all the action right here. Caps St. Louis. 2 big lines to shut down. Steen, Backus, Oshie, Schwartz, Laterra, and Tarasenko. And by the way, they've won 9 of their last 10. They sort of had a little downturn early on in the season. They've righted the ship. It's going to be a great matchup tomorrow night. Make sure you're with us.
Brian Elliott, Jake Allen in the goal for Ken Hitchcock's squad.
And Jake Allen's won 4 straight now.
Schmidt zooms through center. His pass muddled up at the attacking line. Giunta able to clear back. Andre Burakovsky for Washington. Green scanning. His pass for Johansson gets away. Larson for Helgeson. And then Giunta. Devils having issues getting into the offensive zone cleanly.
And Helgeson was just drilled by Brouwer and quickly made a line change. That's how you finish your check. Well done, Troy Brouwer.
Welcome to the show, Seth.
Yep.
24-year-old second-year pro. Burakovsky to the corner. Johansson and Ward joining there. Yager hesitates and then fidgets free. Jelena speeds through center and clears in. Nearing the midway mark of the third. Look out, score! Camilleri takes a gift from Holtby.
Holtby plays the puck, tries to go to the wall, snaps it right in front of the winger. Camilleri steps in and drills it home. He wasted absolutely no time. There was no chance for Holtby to recover. He's got his 7th goal of the season, closing in on 250 goals. Here comes the dump in. Goes to Holtby. He gets it. He's looking to throw it up the wall, getting a little pressure there. Misfires, and there is the receiving man of that puck, and that's Camilleri. He's trying to go a little higher, I think, Joe, off the glass there and trying to hit the winger Marcus. He doesn't elevate it, and that puck goes past Orpik and into the wide open cage before the goaltender can recover. 1-0 Devils.
32-year-old Camilleri had the game-winning goal against Minnesota on Tuesday. He has the game-leading goal for the moment. Unassisted. Mark it down at 9:38.
Yeah, Camilleri wearing 23, can't wear it to 13, I don't think, with the Devils, Joe. He always sort of wore that unlucky number 13 wherever he played, took 23, they gave it to him as soon as he got to town.
5 of his first 6 goals this season have come in New Jersey wins. The Devils are 7-7-2, Washington 7-5-3, and in need of a tally now in the final 10-10 of the third. Jay Beagle roaring in, fires, that one is angled aside by Corey Schneider. Ovechkin slams on the brakes. Alex Ovechkin dogged there by Severson. Backstrom gets into the act with Beagle. Backstrom to the front. Ovechkin was tying up with Andy Green. Green has the puck, plays it around the glass and out. A 1-0 New Jersey lead. Backstrom lobbing it ahead. That was hit with a high stick of Andy Green. A chance for us to step away. Waited a long time for that first goal. 49 minutes and some change. Camilleri gets it, and a big hug from Jaromir Jagr. 1-0 Devils. Capitals in catch-up mode. They could use some good stuff from Troy Brouwer. Jill Sorensen?
That's right. You know this coaching staff has been emphasizing net presence. Troy Brouwer, who was a very talented baseball player as a teenager, said, yeah, there's a correlation there with the hand-eye coordination, standing in front of the net trying to get those tip-ins. But he said the biggest thing is you have to be okay when you get hit by the puck. And he has to concentrate on dodging pucks when his defensemen shoot it high. Plus there's a guy behind him pushing him out of the way. It takes some skill there, you know?
It leads to a lot of ice bags, is what you're telling me. Long wrister, Brouwer there, almost doing the trick as Jill was describing. Bernier towards the goal, deflected by Andre Burakovsky. 9:20 to go on this Friday night in D.C. with the Devils having the lead. Just jumping back on board with us, Mike Camilleri a few moments ago at 9:38, taking a miscue from Braden Holtby and depositing it into an empty cage. Jelena motors through center. Plays it on in. Carlson's the first man to it. Along the boards, Jagr covering up at point position. Zajac in tight, and Holtby makes a good save and cover.
Yeah, that's a game saver right there. Wide open was Zajac. They wanted him to shoot the puck more. He has 3 goals, scored the other night in Boston. You know, you look at his numbers and you say, you know what, they gave him 8 years at $46 million a couple of years ago and hasn't delivered when it comes to scoring. And the reason is he's a pass-first guy instead of a think-shoot-first guy, and they're trying to get him to shoot more, just like it's happening here in Washington with Marcus.
29-year-old Winnipeg native does have goals in the last 2. Remember, he had that empty netter to salt the win over Minnesota. Capitals on a 3-game win streak, trailing the Devils by 1 with 8:40 to play. Icing here. Fans protest an icing call against Washington.
Yeah, Wardo didn't get to center there. He was about 3 feet outside of center, dumps it in, and then it's a foot race, and Chimera can't get there. Here's the puck. There's Wardo dumping it in, and notice the defenseman cross the line first, the imaginary line, and Chimera and company have to face off in their own zone.
Linesmen, in their estimation, who's going to win the race in that hybrid icing? Shedlitsky towards the cage. That was blocked as Ruutu was stacked up in front. Brooks Orpik got hit with a high stick, and the Capitals will have the power play here.
Huge power play now. Game on the line here against the Devils, so the Capitals get that extra man once again. Tuomo Ruutu heads off on a minor penalty. The call being made.
15 minor for 6.
And there's a call, a minor penalty. Big power play. The power play hasn't generated a wider range of shots. As you see the high stick right there, clips him right under the visor. Ruutu off, caps to tie it here on the power play.
8:35 to go, regulation time. Brouwer, Backstrom, Johansson with Ovechkin and Green. Power play stats packaged by the UPS store. Washington this season, 25% at home. Ovechkin thunders into that one. It was blocked by Zajac. Mike Green paddles it for Marcus Johansson. Nicholas Backstrom south of the goal line. Backstrom waits. Johansson feeds for Ovechkin. That was tipped en route. Ovechkin leaves it back behind the cage again. Johansson intended for Brouwer. Well read by Zajac. Ovechkin snapshot deflected wide with Backstrom lurking in tight. Nicholas Backstrom. That pass picked off and played clear by Travis Zajac.
No, they're following a game plan, I think, by Pete DeBoer to a T. They're taking away Brouwer in the slot, and then they're coming and running right to Ovechkin, trying to take away 2 opportunities and 2 looks that the Capitals try to create on their power play.
Devils, the worst penalty killers in the league by a long shot, only 66%.
And that's really unusual for this team. They're usually right up there when it comes to penalty kill.
Johansson inside for Brouwer, blocked by Severson. Ovechkin follows up, blocked by Zubris. Lots of sacrifice there. Power play 50 seconds. Backstrom calming things down. Nicholas Backstrom. Up top for Green. With Backstrom. Isolating around. The long wrister goes wide. Elias gets there quickly, and he'll chop it on back.
Decent zone time for the Caps, over a minute there against the Devils. The Devils have already made 2 line changes when it comes to their penalty killing unit.
Green leaving to Yevgeny Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov to the boards, to himself. Trying to come back to point position. Ovechkin's there. Pressure comes from Josephson. 14 seconds in the man advantage. John Carlson. Leave it to the corner. Kuznetsov turns away from traffic. Devils with a well-placed congestion there, and Josephson clears.
Larson showed a lot of patience there along with Andy Green. Andy Green was the guy that made that outlet pass, a veteran move to hold onto the puck and find a guy in white to make the exit pass.
Burakovsky hurriedly into the offensive zone. 6:20 with which to work in the 3rd period. Comeback mode for Washington. Mike Camilleri, the lone goal in the game. It came in the 3rd period. Green will dump it in. Ward with a lift check on Shedlitsky. Shedlitsky has the puck and open space to clear. Camilleri working back through center with Jagr and Zajac. Jagr at the line, offside against the Devils. We will bring you back for this one's conclusion in just a few moments. 1-0 New Jersey, NHL on CSN. Here they come, the hard hits, highlights of the game brought to you by Timberland Pro.
Not overly physical game, 27 hits combined between the 2 clubs. Greeny takes the brunt of that, then Greeny finishes along the wall. Latta gets away with one. Nice hit on Latta on Green there, coming up the wall, pushing and shoving, Niskanen. And company pushing and shoving. David Zubris, that sent him to the box. Coincidental roughing minor, so not a real heavy hitting affair. Both these teams thinking, I think, defense first and puck control here in this hockey game. It's 1-0 Devs.
Devils can be very pleased with their beleaguered penalty-killing unit tonight. You just saw the hits at the top of the screen. 5 other games going on around the NHL. Washington in St. Louis tomorrow. We'll be with you on CSN+. The Devils entertain Colorado at the Rock in Newark. 5:40 now in our third period. Camilleri's 7th of the season unassisted at 9:38 of this frame. Brouwer sending it out wide with a gloved hand. Kuznetsov bouncing one towards the goal. Guinness Zubris is there for New Jersey. A 4-man scrum. Brouwer enters the act and plays it back to Niskanen. It'll get away.
And that's where the Devils are going to want to play the rest of this game in the so-called bad ice, which is outside the dots, in the corners, nothing in the good ice, which is between the dots in the center of the ice here at Verizon Center. So look for a lot of pucks to be pressured and kept to the outside. It's going to be important for the Capitals to battle for that interior space to tie this game up.
Backstrom winding it up with Burakovsky. Andre Burakovsky fires. Missed the target there. That snapshot is lethal.
Man, it's amazing. A lot of players have to slow down to take that shot. Burakovsky can do it at high speed, as regular, fast as he can. And that's a talent to shoot when you're in full stride and still get that type of mustard on it.
Out there playing the wing with Backstrom and Ovechkin here. The Caps in need of a goal. Schmidt had to carry him off of him. Elias has the puck. 4:25 left in this one. Caps post-game live presented by your DC area Acura dealers will follow. Our action tonight. Al Koken and Alan May standing by for that. Caps clinging to life in their 3-game win streak. Loose in front of the doorstep. Schneider the save on Chimera. Ward digs it out. Plays it on top for Carlson. Slapper that goes way wide.
He's been given a few rebounds out in this hockey game, whether it's off of his pad, off his chest. The Capitals are going to have to collect one of those to tie it up.
Washington swarming now on the forecheck. Andy Green pressured by Joel Ward. Coughed it up to Eric Fair. Fair funneled it into the corner. Orpik will activate. Chimera tied up with Andy Green. Help comes from Fair. Larson has the biscuit. Adam Larson using the boards. Gets it on through, but off of the rink, out of play. Folks, you can stay up to date on your favorite team. Download the new CSN Washington app. It features breaking news, instant analysis, scores, and now video. Get everything Capitals, Redskins, Wizards, DC United, and more right now on the new CSN Washington app. Along with Jill Sorensen and Craig Laughlin, I'm Joe Beninati. The NHL on Comcast Sportsnet tonight. A Friday evening in the district with the Devils, a 1-0 leader, aiming to make amends for a 6-2 loss from the Devils in this barn almost a month ago. Shidlitsky has troubles on the clearing attempt. Niskanen pulling out all the stops now, well in from his point position. Kuznetsov to the front. Schneider, the save on Brouwer. Zubris on the hop through center, content to dump it in.
This is when the Devils would like to have Pandolfo and Madden and McKay to shut out the game, right? One of the best checking lines they've ever had.
Stanley Cup days.
Yes, indeed.
Niskanen drops it to Burakovsky, shrugging away Gianta. Andy Green with a puck at his skates. Backstrom took him down. Nicholas Backstrom, an incredible one-handed pass there, almost put the puck where it needed to be for Ovechkin, and this is offside against the Caps.
Man, incredible effort by Nick Backstrom. Carlson just couldn't keep that in. Ovi a little bit of a smile, but Backy working in the trenches there with 2 guys draped all over him, just about makes a super play to get this game tied up, trying to get it to Ovia's running mates. Here's an earlier chance. Little zip in front right off the stick of Brouwer, and that's an excellent stop by Schneider. But notice even there, Joe, he couldn't corral the puck. It was outside his glove. It's going to take a follow-up, it looks like, tonight to beat this guy.
Just 2 shots on goal for Alex Ovechkin this evening. He's the NHL shots leader. He's led in that department 8 times in his career. 1-0 New Jersey. 2:14 to go. We'll keep our eyes on Braden Holtby. See when Barry Trotz will lift him for the extra attacker. Ovechkin carving in. Good defense there by Zajac, forcing the Capitals back onto their side of the table. Backstrom. Rink wide for Karlsson. Offside against Washington. Player in ahead of the puck. Face-off to come in neutral ice. Barry Trotz scanning out. Peter DeBoer likewise from their respective benches. Kuznetsov wins the draw. Niskanen sends in Green. Wrist shot on the way that was blocked. Capitals just 1 goal from a defender in the last 9. Stopped there by Schneider on Kuznetsov. Holtby to the bench for the extra skater with 1:38 to play. 6 on 5 for the guys in red. Green, long wrister deflected. Schneider never saw it. It went over his head. Johansson feeds down low. Kuznetsov, Brouwer looking to Ward. Back to point position, swing and a miss for Niskanen. Havlat has good speed. Niskanen's was better right there.
Yeah, good speed there by Niskanen, going from backwards to forward to outleg Havlat, who thought he had a step on him, but didn't at the end.
70 seconds to go, Locker. Johansson snakes his way to the offensive zone, tumbling down. Burakovsky goes after Andy Green. Keep it on the lip of the boards, and back to neutral she rolls. 1 minute to go. Zhidlitsky has the puck. Empty net, yawning. Put it off the outside of the goal. Bernier scissored to the boards by Mike Green.
That could come back to haunt him if the Capitals can get the puck up ice.
43 seconds left. Niskanen, the end of a long shift for him. He'll dump it in. Backstrom goes to the end boards. Finds Ovechkin, soccer style, answered by Andy Green, but not clear. Karlsson, cross rink. Niskanen, half a minute to go. Wrist shot on the way, blocked. Zhidlitsky was there, side by side with Ward. Niskanen to the corner. Backstrom. Nicholas carving out. Niskanen on the boards. Ovechkin straight away. Switching up Karlsson. Sharp angle. Schneider shuts it down. 10 seconds to go. Ward on top. Ovechkin winds and drives. That's deflected. 6 seconds to play. Gianta didn't get it out. 4 seconds to go. Ward behind the cage. Centering pass stopped. And New Jersey celebrates a 1-0 win on enemy ice.
One mistake for the Caps, and the Devils come out victorious here at Verizon Center. An excellent game, a hard-fought hockey game. When it comes to puck control, etc., Nick Backstrom was our Capitals player of the game, brought to you by the Palm here tonight. He was good in the face-offs, Joe B, and he had a couple of shots in over 21 minutes of work.
Hockey fans, you can enter to be the Palm Fan of the Month at thepalm.com/fan. New Jersey and Corey Schneider victorious. For Greg Laughlin, for Jill Sorensen, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. Join us tomorrow. Remember, that's CSN Plus, the Capitals and the Blues from Scott Trade Center. Up next, Capitals post-game live. Al Token and Alan May standing by. A goalies duel. Schneider gets the better of Holtby. Devils down the Caps.